In the dead of night, beneath the moonlit shimmer of the Gulf of Mexico, an armada of colossal machines stirs the ocean floor, over 353 million cubic feet of soil, dredged and displaced, not in war, not in secrecy, but in the name of progress. Mexico says it's trade, infrastructure, a megaport for tomorrow, but the sheer scale, the urgency, something feels off. Because when a government starts moving land this fast, with Belgian dredging giants, billion-dollar timelines, and ancient seabeds disturbed, you start asking, is this really just about cargo? Or are they hiding something far more consequential? Welcome to the Yucatán Peninsula, a place of haunting beauty and paradoxical silence. For decades, it's been called a sleeping giant, rich in culture, history, biodiversity, and geopolitical potential, yet curiously absent from Mexico's major trade routes. Why? Because the waters around Yucatán are too shallow for modern ships. So for nearly a century, this stunning coastal region was economically sidelined. Tourists came, yes, but trade, industry, maritime power, it was nowhere. Until 2025, everything changed. The Mexican government greenlit one of the most aggressive dredging operations in its history. The reshaping of the seabed around the port of Progreso. A radical plan to deepen channels, expand capacity, and turn this sleepy pier into a titan of global trade. The official goal? Allow massive post-Panamax cargo ships to dock. The real consequences? That's where the story turns. Let's be clear, Mexico's trade numbers are exploding. By 2024, Mexico overtook China to become the United States' #1 trading partner. Over $840 billion in annual exchange. Cars, electronics, fuel, avocados. The country has become a manufacturing powerhouse. So on paper, investing in a deep-water port makes perfect sense. But ask yourself this, why here? Why now? Why at such breakneck speed? Because here's what they don't tell you. The Yucatán Peninsula isn't just a pretty coast. It sits at one of the most strategic intersections on Earth, almost equidistant from the southern US, Central America, Europe, and the Panama Canal. In other words, whoever controls this shipping choke point controls the future of transatlantic trade. To pull off this engineering marvel, Mexico brought in heavyweights. Jan de Nul Group, a Belgian marine titan with experience reshaping the Suez Canal and building entire artificial islands in the Persian Gulf. But it's not just Belgium. Insiders report quiet visits from Asian port developers. Satellite imagery shows new logistic zones appearing inland, some without official announcements. And here's where it gets even stranger. Geologists have flagged this area for more than just trade. Beneath the soil being dredged lies the Chicxulub Crater, the very impact zone where an asteroid wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. This isn't just an industrial zone, it's a geological and biological treasure trove. Drilling into it could unleash layers of ancient microbes, deep-pressure gas pockets, or materials we barely understand. That's not speculation. That's based on findings from previous drilling missions in the region. But some believe the real motive might involve rare earth materials. Others whisper about undersea gas reserves locked beneath the impact layer. And there's more. The dredging operation is massive, but strangely, not all funding is accounted for publicly. Budget reports refer to foreign infrastructure partnerships and strategic trade facilitators with no names attached. And then there's the land rush. Property values around Mérida and Progreso have soared 200% in just 18 months. Anonymous buyers, empty warehouses, corporate shells buying lots near rail links. Someone is preparing for something big. Here's the kicker. Progreso's port isn't being modernized alone. Mexico is building the Tren Maya, a massive 965-mile rail network linking Progreso to the deep south, connecting 5 Mexican states. It's not just for tourists anymore. Freight lines are being reinforced. Imagine a cargo container arriving in Progreso from Europe. It's offloaded, placed on a train, and shipped directly into the Mexican interior or the US border, bypassing ports like Veracruz or Lázaro Cárdenas entirely. This isn't just trade efficiency, It's a new Silk Road, only this time it's Mexican soil. But what are they sacrificing? The Gulf's ecosystem is delicate. Dredging causes massive sediment plumes, threatening coral reefs, fish spawning cycles, and critical sea turtle nesting beaches. To counter this, officials promise real-time monitoring labs, sediment barriers, and environmental audits. But ask any marine biologist and they'll tell you, once you disturb a reef, you can't just rebuild it. And with ancient sinkholes, cenotes, potentially connected to the dredging zone, the risk of saltwater contamination or structural collapses inland is real. Even as new land rises from the sea, something deeper may be falling apart. So where's the media? Why is no one asking why this project exploded overnight? Why is it hard to find current satellite imagery? Why are independent journalists being denied access to construction zones? And why are Yucatan locals reporting tremors, fish migrations, and unexplained discoloration in water sources near Progreso, weeks before official dredging began? Here's the most unsettling theory. This isn't just about trade, it's about control of global shipping lanes, control of land routes, control of the only deepwater port on the Gulf that connects directly to both the US and Europe without bottlenecks. And perhaps, just perhaps, control of what lies beneath the surface. Some believe Mexico is racing to secure its position before others do. Others suggest this is part of a larger geopolitical chessboard, with American and Asian powers vying for influence along the Central American isthmus. One port, one rail line, one seismic region. What could possibly go wrong? What's happening in Progreso isn't just a dredging operation, it's a revelation of ambition, of desperation, of hidden potential. The soil being pulled from the sea floor may very well reshape the future of Mexico. But will it come at the cost of its past? Is this the dawn of a new trade empire? Or the start of something we were never meant to dig up? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you're ready for another buried story the world overlooked, click the next video. Because some places don't just hold secrets, they are secrets.